At Prague Zoo, I came across three of the strangest looking animals I've ever seen. A bird with a beak like a canoe, a frog with skin like a wrinkled bag, and a gharial with a snout as thin as a fishing pole. These animals are all incredible, but spotting them feels a bit like a mini treasure hunt. The Shoebill's exhibit is stunning, just a little far from the main entrance. The gharial's in a central area, but the enclosure is small and easy to pass by. And the Titicaca water frog? That one's so well hidden, you could walk past it 3 times and not notice. But that's part of what makes them special. Today, I'm taking you to meet these bizarre animals. And trust me, finding them is half the fun. First up, the shoebill. Its enclosure feels like a little world of its own, with a nice shelter built over it. Honestly, if the zoo let people camp here, I'd probably bring a tent and stay a couple of nights. They've done a great job with educational displays all around, so you can actually learn how amazing this bird really is. You'd think the shoebill would be a big crowd magnet, but surprisingly, it's not that busy here. There are always a few people coming and going, but no huge crowds. I have to admit, I've never visited on a holiday, so maybe it gets busier then. But I think it's just that this area is a bit far from the main gates, and with so much to see at this zoo, a lot of visitors probably don't get all the way out here. The 2 shoebills here each have their own private room. This one's Karango. He's the male, pretty active, and he actually interacted with me quite a bit. And this is Okomo. She's the female. Let's just say she wasn't that interested in making friends. One of my favorite things is watching a shoebill eat. They still hunt just like they would in the wild. First, they pretend the bucket of water is a lake. Sure, it's a small one, but it works. And then they strike, lightning fast, right into the water. That giant beak grabs hold of the fish tight. And if they miss, well, they just play it cool, like they were drinking water the whole time. Nothing to see here, just grabbing a drink. Shoebills are sometimes called whale-headed or shoe-billed storks. But fun fact, they're not actually storks. These days, the shoebill has its very own family within the order Pelecaniformes, the same group that includes pelicans. Its closest living relative is the hammerkop, which, funnily enough, also has its own family in Pelecaniformes. Here's what a hammerkop looks like. I filmed this one here at Prague Zoo too. Shoebills are incredibly rare in European zoos. I think there are only about 5 zoos in all of Europe that have them. So if you visit Prague Zoo, the shoebill is absolutely worth seeking out. Next, let's go check out the gharial. The gharials live in a building called Shoebill, hidden away in a patch of bamboo, which probably explains why people sometimes miss it. The name comes from the Chambal River in northern India, one of the gharial's main habitats. I love names like this. It just feels right. I always feel like its snout somehow grew a pair of chopsticks. That super narrow mouth is way better for grabbing than for chewing, so when it eats fish, it basically just swallows them whole. They've got about 110 teeth packed into that snout, though naturally, a few are always missing here and there. Adult male gharials have a bump on their nose that looks like a clay pot. It's really obvious when they've got one. Sadly, I didn't spot a single one with that trademark bump. Not sure if that means they're all females, or maybe the males here just aren't fully grown yet. In the wild, gharials are incredibly rare. The IUCN lists them as critically endangered, with only around 600 mature individuals left. In Europe, fewer than 10 zoos even have them, so seeing one here really is something special. The Chambal building also houses a few turtle species. According to the signs, there's the Indian star tortoise, the critically endangered northern river terrapin, the vulnerable crowned river turtle, the Indian roofed turtle, and the brown roofed turtle. I'm not much of a turtle expert, to be honest. I filmed some of them, but I'm still not sure which was which. All these reptiles, like the gharial, are native to India or South Asia, so the exhibit really sticks to its Chambal theme. Now for something funny. These gharials look fierce, but they actually seem pretty chill. The turtles climb all over them, sometimes even just sit right on their heads to sunbathe. Even when one's stomping all over its face, the gharial just sort of tolerates it. Maybe gives a little token wiggle, but that's about it. And last but not least, the Titicaca water frog. You'll find them in the terrarium house, a place so hidden that I totally missed it my first time here. It's near, or maybe sort of inside, the Bororo Reserve, but it's easy to walk right past. These frogs are named after Lake Titicaca, the largest freshwater lake in South America and their main habitat. It's a high-altitude lake, sitting at 3,812 meters above sea level. The area is also famous for Inca ruins, and the zoo did a great job making the frog tank look like an ancient Inca temple. It's little touches like that show how much care went into the exhibit. The Titicaca water frog is considered the world's largest fully aquatic frog. But what really sticks with me? The way they look. These frogs are weird. Their skin hangs off them in loose folds. Honestly, the first time I saw one, I thought it was kinda creepy. But the longer I watched, the more I got used to it. Now, I actually think they're kinda cute in their own weird way. Back in the day, these frogs used to be super common in their home range. According to the IUCN, back in 1994, there were an estimated 75 million of them living in Lake Titicaca. How many are left now? Well, no one really knows the exact number. But in 2019, the IUCN listed them as endangered, so clearly things aren't looking great for them in the wild. That said, they seem to be doing pretty well in captivity. The frogs here at the zoo look healthy, and they're breeding successfully. So, fingers crossed, extinction isn't on the cards just yet. Right now, fewer than 20 zoos in Europe have Titicaca water frogs, so seeing them is still pretty special. That's all for this episode. Thanks for hanging out with me. See you in the next one. Bye.